I'm Nate Johnson, and my business is Steel Strength Training. Basically, it's our mission to give busy men and women the tools they need to change their body, health, and lifestyle without spending all their time in the gym. So, we know the benefits, the importance of exercise for health, for feeling good, for looking good. But people are under the impression that they have to dedicate their lives to this or it's not worth the, worthwhile pursuit. And so we're telling you, hey, put in a few days a week in the gym, make some slow changes to your eating over time, and you can get a ton of the benefits with a lot less work. The plan since 10th grade in high school was to go to physical therapy school. And so I went to physical therapy school for a year in 2016 and ran my business. I guess it had been around for about a year and a half at that point. And so I ran the business part-time while I was in school full-time in grad school, physical therapy school at UAB, and ended up quitting to do this full-time. One of the biggest things that scared me about quitting school was the lack of security in that. Going out on my own, being an entrepreneur, there's no security in that, there's no guarantees. And so I felt like if I had stayed in school, I'd have a set salary and I would at least know, hey, I can make this paycheck. And with a wife and a kid, there's an appeal to that security. But I just realized, I was like, I'm gonna be miserable if I do this. So I prayed about it and I felt like doors were open. God made it clear, my wife was on board. And so I made the jump. Before I started the business, I was actually a personal trainer at Gold's Gym. After being at Gold's Gym for a year, there was a guy that pulled me aside. His name's Doug Drew, awesome guy. We still meet today pretty regularly. And so he pulled me aside and was like, hey man, come to my house for a couple drinks, let's talk. So I still don't know why I agreed to it, still don't know why he, initiated that conversation in the first place, but I went to his house and he's basically like, dude, you need to start your own business. You got a good thing going here and this is not where you want to be. You need to be doing this on your own. You have the potential. And so I said, okay. I didn't see that potential, but I'm an action taker. And so I said, what do I need to do to start a business? And so it's just kind of been, initially, I started just out of necessity to, I needed income to be able to do what I wanted to do. I think besides the fact that I think our training and nutrition programs are excellent, they obviously work. We're cranking out before and after photos every week. So the program works, but training is way beyond, it's personal training, it's personal. And so it's way beyond just the results that you get. If you hate your trainer, it's almost not worth it. And so I have an opportunity to meet these people where they're at, love them, serve them, get to know them. And so when somebody walks through the door, I know their name. Even though everything done is a group setting, I know your name. I remember that your daughter had surgery last week, or you had a big test, or you had a big project at work, or we celebrate when you get a raise at work. Everything is super personal. And so that's really what I want to create, is not only an atmosphere where people are changing their body, health, and lifestyle, but also an atmosphere where it's family. We're family. We're loving each other. We're encouraging each other. We're missing each other when we're gone. We're checking on each other. And so ultimately, I think being a small business has allowed me to do that. And besides the quality of the training and nutrition, it's my hope and my mission that I can take that personal touch and make that part of the company feel, part of what we do. Half of what we do is to help people change body, health, and lifestyle, and half of what we do is just love people and care about them like family. And so I hope that I can maintain that consistency as we grow, because that's something I'm not willing to sacrifice for more dollars. So the way that I hope to do this, and this is something I need to learn about because I'm just now bringing on my first employee, so I need to learn what it looks like to even be a boss, manager in the first place. But what I want to do, the way that we run it here and the way that I envision this first location being is me and then 2 to 3 other trainers, setting a cap on the number of people that can be a member here, and ensuring that the groups stay within a size that it's fun, but nobody feels lost. Everybody feels involved. I really want to emphasize in the training, just as much as I want you to know how to be able to teach and correct someone's form on a deadlift, I want everyone, it is your goal, part of your job is sitting down and learning these people's names and caring about them. And so just ensuring that that's part of the company atmosphere, and me equipping leaders to then empower their own gyms to make that happen. I didn't really choose Birmingham in a sense. I just came here for college, and here I am running a business, 6 years later. And so I don't really know how to answer like why Birmingham specifically, but I feel like across the board, probably in the country as a whole, I think that, well, and honestly in the history of the world, I don't think there's ever been a better time to be an entrepreneur. Like with social media, with an opportunity to make money doing things that you love, like social media and the internet and technology has allowed us to reach more people than ever before, like in a smaller amount of time, and to like find niche people in whatever it is that you want to do. And so you can have the weirdest passion, somebody out there probably wants to pay for it. And those are people that you couldn't have connected with previously. So personally, I think there's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur. And an example of that, like just the growth that I've seen, I've gone from like 12 to 50, low 50 clients. So, 4x my business in a year. There's no way I could have done that pre-internet or social media. I heard a quote and it's saying, apart from Christ, we can only operate out of pride or fear. And I notice that often I'm tempted to operate out of either fear of not making enough money, not bringing enough revenue to provide. But then on the opposite end, when things go well, I feel like puffed up and proud and like, look at me, look how great I am. And neither of those are satisfying. They're both crappy places to be in emotionally. It just sucks the joy out of life. And so I've just found to like trust that God's gonna provide, work, and basically view it as worship, being grateful for the opportunity to do what I do, and just love and serve the heck out of my clients, like to the best of my abilities. And I figure if I'm operating into that, good things are gonna happen. And ultimately, if things fail when I'm doing that, I believe God's got another plan for my life. So that's been the only way I've been able to deal with that anxiety. And if it wasn't for that, I think I would go crazy.